As you can see, a whole bag filled of them. Yeah, we bought a decent amount. YouTube, what is going on, everyone? It's your boy AC back with another video, and today is episode 93 of the little mini series where we take $100 and we continue to buy, trade, and sell sneakers till we make $100,000. Damn, I don't know what the hell has happened. I think I need to go on a diet. Man's been gaining a whole bunch of weight because that was a struggle to say. And with that being said, from last episode, our brand new grand total is right here. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact number at the moment. I'm still editing that video right now because we are a little bit behind. But with that being said, we go to the malls 3 times this episode and we condense it all into a short little montage for you guys. And I'm really excited because in this episode, Crocs is actually re-releasing the Lightning McQueen. So let's pray we can hit some in store. I already hit on some online, so can't wait for those guys to come in. They should come in this episode. But with all that being said, let's waste no more time. Head up to the stores and see where we're picking up this episode. Okay, we are back. And boys, we did it. I don't know how well this is going to show, but we hit a bunch online, and shout out to the wife because without her, I wouldn't have even seen these. We walked past Crocs and I didn't see anything, but somehow in the corner of her eye, she saw a bunch of them still on sale. So we bought a bunch of these. Just give me 1 second. I'll show you exactly how many we bought. As you can see, a whole bag filled of them. Yeah, we bought a decent amount. And I'm not gonna lie, did I ever see myself buying Lightning McQueen Crocs? No, I never imagined myself buying them. We got them all for retail, of course, and we only got 3 online. The rest were from in-store. Paid around 85, 90 bucks. I forget exactly how much, but a decent amount for some Crocs. But do I think I'm going to sell them right now? No. If you look at the market for these, they have completely crashed. I think I'm going to wait a few months then sell them because by then resale market should pick back up. If you guys look at the graph and the trend of these things, as soon as they do re-release, they tank in price, and then in a few months later they bounce straight back. So yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do with these. And yeah, there are a bunch of kids sad now that they can't get their Lightning McQueen Crocs. I don't think so. These were really easy to get. If you wanted these, if you truly wanted yourself a pair, you could have got them very easily. I'm not gonna lie. And low-key, there's still a bunch left over, so I didn't even grab all that I could. But yeah, believe it or not, these are probably not even the weirdest things that we bought this episode. We also bought these, a bunch of these Reebok question mids because they were 50% off. I believe in this green pair we got around 9 or 10 pairs, and they're the ones that are doing the best by far. And yeah, this is a really weird episode, I'm not gonna lie. First we buy a bunch of Crocs, now we're buying a bunch of Reeboks. I don't even know what's going on, but if it resells, we pick it up pretty much. And yeah, this shoe is one of those shoes that are quick sellers in my opinion. If you guys have been watching this series, I have mentioned this before. A lot of shoes that we do buy, such as this pair, are what I call a quick seller, something that sells within a few days, in my opinion at least, and something that we just get some quick, easy profit from. They're not going to be anything crazy like the Lightning McQueens. Those McQueens are probably going to get a better ROI than these guys, but these were probably going to get around a $20 profit per pair. But again, we bought around 10 pairs, which is decent for pretty easy work in my opinion. But we're not done there. We still have some more Reeboks like this pair. The yellow colorway, same thing as a green one. We bought a little bit less in this pair. I think we only got 3, mainly because those are the only good profitable sizes that they had. Again, all the sizes and how much we paid will be at the end of the video, so stick till then. And yeah, have I ever worn any of these Reebok question mids? No, but they're not, I guess they're not the worst thing in the world. They're okay. They're not the worst, but they're not definitely nowhere near the best. You guys have to let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the Reebok question mids? Pretty sure we only paid around 70 bucks for this pair. Should be able to sell them for 100 flat. And if you guys saw these on sale for 70 bucks, pick them up for yourself. Let me know in the comments below. But let's move over to another pair of Reeboks. I promise this is the last one. Then we'll go over to some Dunks and other stuff. But we have this pair, and this one's called the Reebok The Answer DMX. It's the Georgetown colorway. We got these for, I'm pretty sure, half off. I'm pretty sure retail price of these is around $220 and we only paid $110 on them. And a really shiny and a bunch of like glitter on the bottoms of these things. I'm not too sure how I feel about them. Honestly, Reeboks, in my opinion, just give me a bunch of old head vibes. I know there has to be someone out there who rocked with Reeboks at Washers and low-key got offended by that, but it is what it is. I'm not like being rude when I say that, but they are kind of like an old head kind of shoe, if you know what I mean. And to be honest, if you rock them, the more power to you. It's not something like I can pull off or a bunch of these newer kids can pull off, so shout out to all the old heads out there. But again, if you guys are watching this, would you guys wear this shoe? Reebok The Answer DMX? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I promise that's the last Reebok in this video, but hopefully if you guys are watching this and you want to do all this reselling stuff, that you learn something. It's not all about the Jordans, the Dunks. It's not just about Yeezys and stuff like that. You can resell shoes, even like the Reebok. So I hope you guys learned something from that, but let's move over to something a little bit more common and a little bit more hype, which is this pair. This pair of Nike Dunk Low. It is a grade school pair. We got two size 7 wide. Only paid $105 for them, and we got 2 pairs. I believe this is the football gray minor colorway, something weird like that. A really different colorway. A shoe that I can see do all right for like a consignment type of shoe, but in reality it's not the greatest shoe out there. It's not the greatest colorway out there, but getting them for retail and being a Nike Dunk Low for grade school, I should be able to sell them for a decent profit. I don't think it's gonna be anything insane, but yeah, we're almost over with everything we picked up. We have one last shoe, which isn't a Nike Dunk Low, unfortunately. It's another like out there kind of shoe. It's an Air Max, and we got them from the Nike outlet. Got 2 pairs. It is this pair right here, the Nike Air Griffey Max 1. Now again, a little bit more of a bulkier shoe, kind of gives me some of those Reebok vibes, but these, we got them, they're grade school sizes, a 7 and 6 wide. Got them for $83 per pair, and again, a quick seller that should be able to sell for around $100. Am I the biggest fan of the Nike Griffeys? No, not at all, to be honest. They're too bulky and too bulky, honestly, for me. I can't pull them off. I just don't really like how the shoe looks in general. Don't get me wrong, I do have some bulky shoes in my collection, but this one, I just don't. Not only is it too bulky, I'm not the biggest fan of the whole design of the shoe, but with that being said, that is everything we picked up this episode. Thank you guys for watching, but we aren't done yet. Let's go through everything in our inventory, starting with the Lightning McQueen Crocs. We have a size 13, 2 12s, 2 11s, a 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, and 4 men's. Then in the Reebok Question Mid Michigan State, we have a size 13, 2 11s, a 10.5, 2 10s, 2 9.5s, and a 9. Then in the yellow toe colorway, we have a 10.5, 10, and 9.5. Then in the Answer DMX Georgetown, we have a size 10. Then Nike PG6 Celestine Blue Peach Cream, we have 4 11.5s and 2 11s. Then the Adidas Addy 2000 Chalk White Black, we have a size 8.5. Then in the Addy Foam Q Olive, we have a size 10.5. Starting off with the Yeezy 350 V2 in the cream colorway, we got a size 9.5. Then in the Nike Air Max 2017 Light Bone Off-White, we have a size 10.5. Then in the Air Max 90 SE Marion Frank Rudy Summit White colorway, we have a size 11. Then in the Golf NRG Players Championship, we have 2 11s and a 9. Then in the light bone colorway, we have a size 10.5 and 9.5. Then in the N7 colorway, we have 2 12s, an 11.5 10, 2 10s, and a 9.5 9, 8.5, and a 7.5. Then in the Air Max Plus black and white, we have a size 7.5 women's. Then in the Nike Roshi Run Black Anthrite Sale, we have 2 13s, a 12, 2 11s, 2 10.5s, a 10, and 9.5. Then in the Iguana colorway, we have a 7.5 and 10. Then the Sport Red Cool Gray colorway, we have a 7.5. Then in the Air Force One High Billie Eilish Sequan, we have a size 10.5, 3 10s, 2 9.5s, and a 9. Then in the Nike Air Force One Mid QS Chocolate, we have a size 9. Then in the Air Force One Low Triple White, we have an 11.5. Then in the Reflective Swoosh White Blue colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Uno colorway, we have a 12, 9.5, 7, 3 6.5s, and a 6. Then in the University Blue, we have a size 13, 11.5, 11, and 8. Then in the White Metallic Silver colorway, we have an 8.5. Then in the White Chocolate colorway, we have a 10.5 and 8.5. Then in the College Pack Midnight Navy colorway, we have 2 13s. Then in the White Wolf Gray Soul colorway, we have a 12 and 11. Then in the West Coast Los Angeles colorway, we have a size 7Y. Then in the Nike Air Griffey 1
Max, we have the San Francisco Giants. We have a 7 and 6Y. The Air Max 1 Crate Brown. We have 2 13s, a 12.5, 12, 3 11.5, 2 11s, a 10.5, 2 10s, 2 9.5, 2 9s, an 8.5, 3 7.5, a 6.5 and 6. Then in the George Green colorway, we have a size 8 and 7. Then in the Dirty Denim colorway, we have 2 13s, 2 12s, 2 10.5s, a 10 and 8.5. Then in the Air Max Flyknit Racer Black and White, we have a size 11, 10.5, 10, 9.5, 9, and 8.5. Then the Air Max Thea Mid Ale Brown colorway, we have an 11, 8, 3 7.5s, and a 7 women's. Then in the Black Sail colorway, we have a 9, 8.5, 3 8s, a 7.5, and 6.5 women's. Then in the Nike Zoom Court Light 3 White and Black, we have a size 11. Then in the Nike Free Run 5.0 Black and White, we have a size 12. Then in the Nike Free RN Flyknit Black White Ombre, we have a size 9.5. Then in the white colorway, we have a 9.5 and 9. Then in the College Navy Orange colorway, we have a 10.5. Then in the Nike Vapor Max Flyknit Leopard, we have a 7.5, 7, 6.5, and 6 women's. Then in the Leopard colorway, we have a 9.5, 8.5, 7.5, and 5.5 women's. Then in the SB Alley Oop Black White, we have a size 10.5 and 10. Then in the Black Royal colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Nike SB Dunk Low Orange Emerald Rise, we have a 9.5 and 2 8s. Then in the ACG Terra Red Plum colorway, we have a size 10. Then in the Why So Sad colorway, we have a 10.5. Then in the Reverse Papa Bear colorway, we have a size 10. Then in the Peach Cream colorway, we have a size 10 women's, 2 9.5s, a 9, 2 8.5s, an 8, 2 7.5s, a 7, and 6 women's. Then in the Mineral Teal, we have 2 7Ys. Then in the Phantom Metallic Gold colorway, we have an 8.5, 9.5, and 2 10 women. Then in the Terry Swoosh colorway, we have a 10, 9.5, 9, 8.5, and 5 women. Then in the Light Smoke Gray colorway, we have a 6 and 7 women. Then in the Pink Oxford colorway, we have a 10, 2 9 women, 2 8.5s, a 7.5, 7, and 6.5 women's. Then in the Essential Paisley Pack Barely, we have a size 7.5 women's. Then in the Paisley Pack Pink colorway, we have a 7.5 and 6.5 women's. Then in the Miami Hurricanes colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Gorge Green Midnight Navy, we have a 9.5 women's and 7 women's. Then in the NBA 75th Anniversary Knicks colorway, we have a 10.5. Then in the Next Nature Homer Simpsons, we have a 6.5Y. Then in the 3D Swoosh Gray colorway, we have 2 5.5Ys. Then in the Two-Tone Gray colorway, we have a 7Y and a 4Y. Then in the Next Nature Whisper Iridescent, we have a size 5Y. Then in the Industrial Blue Preschool sizes, we have 2 3Ys, a 2Y, 1.5Y, 1Y, 2 13Cs, a 12C, 11.5C, and an 11C. Then in the Panda colorway, we have 6 13s, an 11.5, 11, 10.5, 9.5, 8.5, 9 women's, 3 3Ys, and a 2Y. Then in the Airbrush Swoosh Black, we have a 9.5 and 11. Then in the Team Gold colorway, we have 2 12s and a 10.5. Then in the Rose Whisper, we have 2 10 women's and a 9.5 women's. Then in the Industrial Blue Sashiko colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Active Fuchsia colorway, we have a size 7Y and 6Y. Then in the Pink Corduroy colorway, we have a 9 and 7.5 women's. Then in the Deadpool colorway, a 6.5Y. Then in the Anthrite White colorway, we have a size 12, 11, 10, 9.5, and 9. Then in the Jordan Access Bread, we have a size 11. Then in the Jordan Liftoff Black Dark Concord, we have a size 11. Then in the White Cement colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Jordan Hydro 6 Black, we have a size 12. Then in the Jordan Sophia Slide Black and Red, we have a size 9 women's. Then in the Jordan Zion 2 Voodoos, we have 3 10.5s and 2 10s. Then in the Jordan 14 Laneys, we have 2 12s and a 7.5. Then in the Jordan 13 University Blue, we have 8 13s, 4 12s, 6 11.5s, 6 11s, a 10.5, and 9.5. Then in the black flint, we have 3 13s, 3 12s, 2 11.5s, 2 11s, 3 10.5s, 2 10s, a 9.5, 9, and 8. Then in the French blue colorway, we have a 6.5 and 6Y. Then in the playoff colorway, we have a 7Y, 9.5, 9, and 2 8s. Then in the Jordan 12 Hyper Royal, we have a size 9.5, 9, 8.5, and 8 women's. Then in the black taxi toddler size, we have a size 11C and 2C. Then in the Jordan 11 cherries, we have a size 10, 8.5, 8, 6Y, 2 4.5Ys, 3 4Ys, and 2 3.5Ys. Then in the Jordan 11 low cement gray, we have a 7Y, 6Y, and 2 4Ys. Then in the Jordan 7 citrus, we have 4 8s. Then in the Jordan 6 Georgetowns, we have 6 13s, 2 12s, 6 11, 2 10.5s, a 10, 2 9.5s, a 9, and 8. Then in the chrome metallic colorway, we have 2 13s, 2 12s, 2 5.5Ys, and 2 5Ys. Then in the cool gray colorway, we have 2 13s and 2 12s. Then in the Jordan 4 Midnight Navy, we have 2 size 5Ys. Then in the seafoam colorway, we have a size 10 and 9.5 women's. Then in the Midnight Navy, we have a 3Y, 2 2Ys, 3 12Cs, and 2 11Cs. Then in the Thunders, we have an 11.5, 10, and 9. Then in the Jordan 2 Chicago, we have a size 6.5Y and 6Y. Then in the cool gray colorway, we have 2 size 9 women's. Then in the Marina blue colorway, in a size 6 women's. Then in the Chicago flip colorway, we have a 9 women's. Then in the true blue colorway, we have a size 11 and 8.5. Then in the white toe colorway, we have a 4. Then in the panda colorway, we have a size 9 women's. Then in the black toe colorway, we have a size 13, 11, 10.5, 10, 9.5, 2 9s, 3 7Ys, a 6.5, 6, and 5Y. Then in the stealth colorway, we have a size 10, 9, 8.5, 8, and 7.5 women. Then in the recycled grind colorway, we have a 6 and 5Y. Then in the Jordan 1 high taxis, we have 2 7Ys, 4 13, and a size 8. Then in the lost and found colorway, we have a size 1.5Y, 2 1Ys, a 5C, and a 7C. Then in the NYC to Paris colorway, we have a 7.5. Then the white black Volt University gold colorway and a 9.5. Then in the starfish colorway, we have a 7.5, 7, 2 6.5s, 2 6, a 5.5, and 5 women's. Then in the UNC toe colorway, we have a 6.5 and 5Y. And finally, the Jordan 1 high Dior's in a size 9.5.
And yeah, if you guys are new here and you're wondering why we only have X amount of money and it's been 90 plus episodes, that is the exact reason why. We literally have tens of thousands of dollars in our inventory alone. But that's not all. Let's go through everything we sold this episode, starting with
the Nike Dunk Low SE Just Do It Sail Team Red. We sold the size 6.5 women's. Then in the Indigo Haze, we sold the 8 and 7.5 women's. Then in the Arizona State, we sold the size 13 and 12. Then finally in the Swoosh Black Gray, we sold the 13 and both of the 12s.
And yeah, with all that being said, we did sell a good amount of shoes, but we did buy a lot of stuff this episode. So we don't know what our grand total is going to be yet, but again, we're not done yet. Stick to the very end to see what our grand total is. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching to the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss any of my newest videos. And with that being said, let's roll our brand new tally right now.